This is my 2018 1.6 liter turbo diesel Chevy Cruze. I didn't even know that they made these things, and got to the lot and it was black and I bought it. So I wanted a really good vehicle that was reliable and really good on fuel. And in the summertime I'm looking at 4.1 liters per 100k so far, and in the winter time I've been getting about 5.5, driving mostly highway, assuming that's just winter diesel and the crappy road conditions. So today going to be doing its 5th service. I had it in for the free 4 oil changes that were part of the program when I bought the car from GM, and now it's my first service on it. So the oil life is down to about 12% there, and we're looking at 53,555 kilometers on it. So here's the kind of oil that I'm going with today. I had a bit of an argument with a guy at the Canadian Tire. I'm kind of learning what is new for diesels these days. It's not quite like how it used to be where you just bought 1540 or recently even 1030. Now there's all kinds of options, and for GM they specifically want the Dexos 2 for their diesels, or at least for the diesel Chevy Cruze that I have. So I was at the Canadian Tire and the guy said absolutely not, that oil does not go for your vehicle, even though on the back here it specifically says it's been expertly engineered for diesel and gasoline automobiles. And the guy was telling me that because it says API SN and it doesn't have the C2 or C3 in that circle, apparently it's not good enough. From what I've been reading though, this ACEA C2 C3 is just the European thing, so it wouldn't be in that circle anyways. So I think he, just like myself, is probably a little bit mistaken and doesn't quite understand as well. And apparently this takes a cartridge filter. I'm not gonna get too fancy putting any other kind of brand in. Fram's been fine on my other vehicles, so I'm just gonna put a Fram in this one as well. And yeah, it's just a normal filter. Bye. Comes with a ring as well. Let's put that on. And coffee. This is the engine for my diesel Chevy Cruze. Got the turbo right in the front. Hopefully I don't ever have to work on that, but it would make it fairly easy to get to, which is nice. I've already changed the air filter on it. I'm not going to bother with the cabin filter, sorry guys. I just don't think that's necessary right now. All the other fluids are fine. Oh, I love sound. Right in the face. Alright, so the filter is a 24 millimeter and the drain plug is a 15 mil. I'm just going to start by loosening off the drain plug. I've got my drip pan behind me here. This thing's on tight. There we go. I've heard of guys having a lot of problems with these things stripping, so I'm really hoping that GM didn't strip it. I had a really good experience with that dealer so far, so hopefully they did their job well. Just going to slide in the drip pan. See if I can line this up first try, otherwise it's going to be a mess. So far it feels really good, so they did a really nice job. They didn't over tighten it. I'm really impressed. They're a pretty good dealership to buy from. So here comes the oil. Pretty thick stuff. Drain plug looks nice and clean too. I don't see any shavings in it at all, assuming that it's probably magnetic or has a magnet in it. That's really good.
I'm just going to hop out and let that drain for a little bit.
Now while that's draining, I'm just gonna start on the filter and see if I can get that going too. Nice, and they actually oiled the O-ring too. This is good so far. The O-ring actually came out with it too, that's good. Doesn't seem to be showing any signs of breaking down at all, that's good. It's probably been about 11,000 kilometers. Alright, so here's the oil filter, got it back in the shop. As you can see, it's really not breaking down too much. There's a little bit of fuzzies in there. Nothing too serious though. Looks pretty normal to me. Let's just pull that out of there. Not seeing anything gross in there. Not seeing any shavings or anything. Looks pretty good to me. So we'll just clean that out. Personally, you know, apparently the right way to do it is to pull this drain plug out, and then you got to deal with that little washer in there. And there's usually, if not a washer, there's an O-ring in there, a smaller rubber O-ring. I never bother with that. I never drain the filter first. I just always drain this. It's just way faster that way. Less stuff to worry about. I'm going to just take one of these little picks and just pull off that old O-ring, and the new one comes with a new one for it. And there's the old O-ring. Good enough. Just gonna dip that in the clean oil there, get some on it. Usually I just use dirty oil on it because I don't really care anyways, but this is my first brand new car, so why not treat it? Even though it really doesn't matter. And we just put this new O-ring on. And there you go, it's already dirty anyways. And then we just put the new filter in, it just kind of snaps in place, just like that. Alright, so I'm just going to give a quick clean to the filter housing. Let that drain for a sec. And then we'll just put in the new one. Put the new filter in. That's good, it's not cross-threaded at all. Give it a quick wipe here. I'm going to put the drain plug back into. And there is a little O-ring on the back of the drain plug. I never replace those, they're fine. You'll notice if it starts leaking, it's not that big of a deal anyways. Okay. So I'm going to start by tightening up my drain plug here. It's good and tight. Next is the oil filter. Now these ones are plastic, you really don't want to yard on them. There you go. That's tight enough. Give it one more blast just to clean it up, and then we'll pour some oil on the top. I'll probably hit that with some silicone spray next just to moisturize the plastic, now that I just dried it out with brake clean. Okay, so all the oil's drained out, the filter's back on, drain plug's back in. Now it's time to fill it up with the new oil. so that concludes the tire rotation and brake inspection, shock inspection, brake lines, all that stuff. I always hand torque after I'm done. I just use the snap-on 100-pound torque stick just in case, and if you trust your air compressor, it's totally fine. Still nice and clear for now anyways. It'll turn to black pretty quick, first drive. And that's good, it's full. We are done. Check for leaks next, and just give it a bit of a cleanup. That's it. Final step is always just check for leaks, and there's none, so we're good. Okay, I guess I lied. There's one last thing we have to do, and we have to reset the oil light. So my tire light is on. I was too cheap to buy the sensors for my winter tires. My summer tires have it because they came with the sensors for the TPMS. So what we're gonna do is remaining oil life 12%. So there's a little check mark. So you just kind of come over here to your check mark there, and then we just hold that down. Do you want to restart it? Yes, we want to reset it. 100%, there you go. So that's it, that's all to do with your Chevy Cruze diesel oil change. Thanks for watching. Check out my channel, I've got lots of other videos. If you like chickens, if you like old GMC trucks, we got both of that. And if you like dogs and fixing stuff, we have that too. Thank you.